first thing I really believe is that you have to get in the best shape you can, physically, emotionally, and spiritually.
So this is Gerald Celente.
You know, the first book I worked on.
His work is amazing.
It does not take a majority to prevail, but rather an irate, tireless minority keen on setting brush fires of freedom in the minds of men, said Samuel Adams. When the American Revolution happened, we're only looking at about what? 3 to 5% of the people that supported it? At the height of it, less than 50%? We have to unite under one umbrella, as I see it. I don't know how to do it. One of the concepts I came up with, and it's done now, is I started a church.
All right, so Jared and Kiyosaki, I'll link to that video. It's great. It's great to see these guys together. Kiyosaki, as he's gotten older, he doesn't give a shit. All right, if you listen to this guy talk on major channels, he's like this. I have a fully automatic weapon in the trunk of my car. I have a jet fueled and ready to go within 30 minutes of notice, and all of my gold and silver is outside of this country. And I'm a Marine, I fought for this country in Vietnam. Like, Kiyosaki literally has no fucks to give. I'm gonna have to put that in, unfortunately, I probably shouldn't have said that on YouTube here, because we're fully censored now, right? We're fully censored. I spoke about this on Instagram today. If you're not on my Instagram, check it out. I DM with everybody back and forth. It's the best way to get in touch with me. It's like a great email platform. Eventually I'll get banned because I'm too American for America. But nonetheless, I'd love to connect with you over there. And it is what it is. If you really want to connect later on, like, because eventually my YouTube channel here, it's going down. If you guys like and subscribe, it definitely helps the channel. Liking is like the #1 thing you do, puts this information out. And then getting on Instagram, it's fabulous. But eventually it's going to go away, right? Because I don't own this. You don't own this. We're partaking in this at the goodwill and charity of Google, and they're the real government at this point in time. Them, the Federal Reserve, etc. But this concept I put out on my Instagram today, if you're following, you saw it, is the guy for the thing. And I said DeSantis is not the guy for the thing. Now, historically, the story of history has been the 5% against the 1%. And what they do with the 95% is they cut them in on a better deal. A lot of DMs I get are like, we can take these tyrants, we can fight for liberty. And like, no, like I spent the early part of my career doing that. And I can tell you that it got taken over by the left. Facts. I work for the Koch Foundation. It got taken over by the left. We had $46 million a year to buy economic departments, to put things like Atlas Shrugged, Ayn Rand's work, Friedrich Hayek, Rothbard, all these great, amazing thinkers and writers. We had this opportunity to put them into college universities and fight Marxism, which is what we're seeing now. We have this managerial class that has taken over this country at a very, very big level. I mean, when you see our exit from Afghanistan, it's pretty obvious. The managerial class is incompetent. I don't care how many pieces of metal you have up on your uniform. You're incompetent. You don't know how to run a military operation. All the way down to the middle level corporation or the small business in some cases, where they hire these MBAs or these graduate degree people. Our country at this point in time is incompetent. Our future is probably working under the Chinese Communist Party, or some variation thereof, or maybe our elites, our political elites, will push us into some hot war, and maybe we'll win it, but I doubt it, because we're too broken up, we're too pieced apart as a society at this point in time. I spoke today about the guy for the thing. I want to unpack that a little bit, especially since we're now 4 minutes in, and most viewers will hang out 4 or 5 minutes and then they'll peace. So I do appreciate you guys that stay here and you like these videos. It helps send it out, but this one doesn't really have, I mean, it's great if you send them out, but it's up to you. What America needs at this point in time is a guy for the thing. And what I mean by that is a Caesar. Somebody who's literally going to do what it actually takes. Not a Trump, not a Junior, not this. We're gonna fight this on Twitter. No. No. You're going to need a guy who's willing to take the powers of the state and bend them and clear the cancer that is the neoliberal in our society. Facts. It just is what it is. Because the way that we're going, you guys are going to have mandated jabs, passports, and microchips in your palm. And it's probably going to be here in 36 to 60 months. I know that it sounds crazy. There'll be a couple comments. That's not going to happen. Yeah, they told you to shut up, wear your mask, and take your jab. They'll tell you what to do. Oh, we'll give them lead. No, you won't. Because what you need is you need the guy for the thing. And the guy for the thing is the guy that could potentially clean house. I've spoken a lot about this on Instagram because the stories are deleted every day. I have record of them. Obviously, Zuckerberg has a record of them. They might be useful in the future. I might ship them on a new platform later. If you guys can follow Odyssey, I'll blink here. This is my Odyssey. It's down below. If you guys hit Odyssey, it's a decentralized platform. It's amazing. It really messes up the nation state because they pay me as a creator. One, they don't send ads to you. And then two, they pay me on views based on a cryptocurrency, which I'm not sure how to pay taxes on. So I'm not sure how this is going to work long term for the nation state. A slave state. A nation slave state. Or we're moving into a decentralized society. Kind of the choice is up to you. It's whether or not you want to share these messages. I know for this channel, we've talked about machines and landscaping and outdoor contracting activities and making money. But the only thing that really matters at this point in time is liberty. That's it. And that's what I spent the early part of my career on doing. And I worked with the fifth wealthiest man at the time to do that at his charitable foundation. To which I called at that point in time in 2011, I said, this is a fail. My upper level management, the managerial class, disagreed with me and they got rid of me immediately. I was right. They were wrong. I'm still right. We have an incompetent managerial class. We have a lower sector of our society that's getting cleaned out. We call them the kulaks. I'll dive into this in future videos. But we're cleaning out the kulaks at this point in time. And we're moving into this very dystopian world. Maybe. I doubt they're going to win. I really think that we're going to go to a decentralized model, and I'm talking like from everything from the electrical grid to the food supply to the currency. I think it's going to be completely decentralized. They're going to lose their ability to tax, and by losing their ability to tax, they're going to have to rewrite their laws or constitutions and institutions of society, or it's going to be violent, and I think it's going to be a combination of the both. But nonetheless, what we're living through is quite possibly the end of the nation state or the birth of worldwide global communism. One of the two. They're going to push us an environmental agenda. I'm talking to you guys right now in September of 2021. The communism agenda is going to be the solution for everything climate change. There's something called Agenda 21. We were required to read it in undergrad. I thought it was absolutely evil when I read it, and I thought it was undoable. And then in 2020, I realized, you know what, they're right. And I picked it back up, and I read through it, and I read through the carbon tax and all this stuff, and I was like, you know what, they're right. They're going to be able to pull this off. But Agenda 30 is even scarier, and I'm like, man, I really hope they don't pull this off. But the American person at this point in time is too fat, too indebted, too slaved up, too vaxxed up. Might get banned on YouTube. Join the email list, because you know, I think I'm too real for YouTube. I hope I'm too real for YouTube. I hope at some point I get to say I got banned from YouTube. I always wanted one of those plaques that's like 100,000 subscribers, you know, them silver things. But I kind of want like I got banned, you know. So it'd be really great if I got like both. If I got like that plaque and then I got banned. But nonetheless, I digress. What we're seeing and witnessing is the end of this situation. Now, if you want the nation state and the nation state of America to be America, and remember, America is about being pioneer and starting from zero, nothing, and making it. That's the key. Also being on a gold and silver and copper currency, which, you know, the elites have said, why would we do that when we can print it, give it to ourselves, buy assets, inflate assets, and impoverish the middle class, thus kill off the kulaks, which are your small business owners. By design. Although at this point in time, maybe it's conspiracy. I don't know. We probably shouldn't use any more of these words on this channel. We need to come up with code words. So if you have code words, you know, put them in the comments. I'd love to hear them. But nonetheless, what we're living through is the end, probably, of the managerial class and the political elites being able to control the rest of society, and or they'll fully enslave them. I'm 50-50 on the concept here, because when I look around this country and I go to the grocery store and I see people at the gas station, I'm like, these people are pretty weak, pretty pathetic, pretty fat, and I'm not very optimistic about them at all. Actually, they're pretty indebted. They believe in stupid things like go to school, get a good job, pay your taxes, invest for your retirement, and get married and retire one day. Like, really? Like that? Like, when has that advice really ever worked? So I'm somewhat pessimistic, but I am optimistic in the fact that I think that they're pushing too hard too fast, and so because of that, they're gonna break it. If they slowed their roll, if they were just chilling a little bit more, they could easily turn this into an official slave society where everyone has a microchip, everyone has their digital Fed coin, and everybody is vaxxed. Guaranteed. Whenever they want. So they can take certain groups of people out when they want to. They can enhance they can do whatever they want. They can run experiments. They can do anything they want. But that remains to be seen. And I guess my actionable points from this point on in the remaining minute of this video is like, you guys need to stack real currencies, real money, things that can't be printed. Maybe those are cryptos. They're relatively easy to store, but you do need to learn how to store them. You can't just leave them on exchanges. You can't leave them on your phone. You need to learn the process. I might put out something on teaching people how to do that. You need metals, but you need to learn how to store them. You have to become your own bank. And then beyond that point in time, you need to learn how to have skills and useful goods and services that you can trade with other people that'll allow you to get through this period of history where people like Fauci and Gates want to literally take you and take your life. And that's a fact. Possibly we'll get a strike on this video, but it's a fact. We, at this point in time, know that there are 2 individuals for sure that funded a lab over in Asia. Things got out of that lab. And yet, hold on, don't worry. They have the solutions. They're not going to jail. No, we don't have any leadership that wants to do that. And so the guy for the thing would do that. He would cut everyone from Central Intelligence on down, first 1,000 people and their families and their children, cut them out immediately. FBI, same thing. Department of Justice, same thing. Absolutely clean house. Allow the stock market to crash, get rid of the Federal Reserve, and do what is necessary to put America in a better spot moving forward. I'm not so sure that the guy for the thing will actually happen at this moment in history. I think it's more likely that we'll just kind of drift into this crap state. Our elites will put us into this global war. They'll sell us out before the thing even starts. And ultimately China owns the whole thing at the end of the day. Which is why I'm collecting additional passports, why I'm putting money in foreign banks, why I'm stacking cryptocurrencies, why I'm starting to put together my game plan for we're possibly seeing the end of all nation states, but definitely this nation state, which North America. So I want to put that on your radar. There's not a lot of actionable things in this video, but I just want to put this out. See, do we get strikes? Probably will. That'd be kind of fun. I think you're allowed 2 strikes and then you're gone. So get on the email list. And then, what's the taste? What are people out there, preparing for? Which, at this point in time, I don't think that they're preparing for much, and that's kind of sad in many ways. But nonetheless, follow the Instagram. I talk more about the guy for the thing there. We'll probably do a video, like a hardcore video on like the guy for the thing, but it's not really YouTube friendly. It's pretty much the guy for the thing, and we'll talk about the thing and we'll talk about the guy. And he does have to come from the elite class. Remember, the story of history is not that the 99% gang up on the 1%. That's not the story of history. The story of history is the 5% gang up on the 1%. Typically led by a 1% leader that comes down to the 5%, calls in the 95%, cuts them in on a better deal, and does away with the 1%, or at least pushes his or her interest, mainly his interests, into whatever direction that they're going to, which historically has been a trend line of more individual freedom at that level, at the individual level, an increase in freedom. We're seeing contraction of that, and we're seeing at this point in time, I would say 50% of Americans, when you look around, are literally National Socialist Party members. I can't say the word on YouTube, but most of these people support what's going on in Australia or Canada at this point in time. They support it. Couldn't say the word on YouTube, but the guy's name was Adolf. He was in the 1940s. You should look it up. Most people in this country, particularly the libs, at this point in time, support that. They like that. They want the safety. They want the greater good. They want the security. They want the lack of individual freedoms. They don't believe in it. It's evil. It's cancerous, and it needs to be ripped out of this culture. But you need the guy for the thing to do that. Super elite. Super badass. Politically connected and untouchable by our current elite class. It's not going to come out of the 99%. Typically, they start these events. But those that lead these events are your George Washingtons, your untouchables, your people that are literally like top generals for the crown. Our generals at this point are woke, gay, and fat. It just is what it is. We're definitely getting strikes on this video. It's too real. Follow the Instagram. One of these is gonna get deleted and blocked at some point, and then obviously the email list, because that's the one thing where it can get blocked, but not really, because I'm working on a new project which you guys will see at the end of October. You'll have the opportunity to join into it. It's a decentralized internet based on crypto technology, and it's pretty much unstoppable, but it's clunky and it's not as polished as our tech oligarchs at this point in time. But nonetheless, I hope to see you guys on the email list. Hope to see you over on Instagram. And thank you for liking these videos and sending them out to the YouTube universe. And thank you for being here.